Hello, Composition 2 students. Welcome to a new week in English 220. I'm just going to leave this video very brief as an introduction because I've taped 2 extended videos, so you will probably get sick of hearing my voice this week. But I taped 2 additional videos, one about essay construction and MLA, and the other one about the differences between MLA and APA. So I sort of walk you through that in our module this week, so make sure they're a little bit lengthy. The first one's about 20 minutes, the second one's about 14 minutes, but I think they're going to be really helpful in refreshing MLA and APA for you and in reminding you how to go about constructing an essay. And some of us really need that refresher. Some of us, we can do it like the back of our hand, but I find that a refresher is often necessary. So if you go to our module this week, you will see under the introduction, you'll see both of my videos. One is the intro to the week, and then the videos about MLA and APA and just overall essay construction. Because there's 2 things we need to try to accomplish this week. One is that I want to make sure everyone understands, do you want to write an MLA or APA in this class? So my videos sort of give you an introduction to that. And then there's a worksheet that kind of puts it all in one place and helps you determine, all right, what is APA exactly, what is MLA, and which one do I think I want to use for my paper? So that worksheet is intended to just provide clarity about the differences between them and to determine what you want to write your first essay in. The other piece then is that we're going to try to draft the first essay. And I think a good way to sort of start approaching that, and I say this in my video, is to determine obviously what we're writing about. So the thesis of this paper is that a social and political change happened, and you want to tell us which one we're focusing on. So the civil rights was a great social and political change that led to so many things, the desegregation of schools and the Civil Rights Act. And here are pieces of rhetoric that influenced that change. So your thesis is 2-part. One is we're going to talk about social and political change, but more importantly, we're going to be demonstrating pieces of rhetoric that influence that change. So a lot of people sort of leave that out of their first paragraph, but there should be some thesis statement that directs the reader that way. Social and political change happened. Here are the pieces or piece of rhetoric that influenced that change. So then when you think about the structure of a 6-page essay, you probably have writing academic paragraphs. You probably have about 5 to 6 body paragraphs. So perhaps 3 of those paragraphs are dedicated to setting up the context of the social and political movement, and maybe the next 3 are focusing solely on your pieces of rhetoric. Other students interchange that though. So if you're writing about Martin Luther King Jr.'s 3 famous speeches of the civil rights movement, you might go right into that. You might say, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered the I Have a Dream speech. You set up in one paragraph where he delivered that, how and to whom, and then the second paragraph, maybe you give us actual excerpts from that speech and how powerful it was. So you can choose to do all of the setup of the context at once, or you can intermingle it depending on your paper. And I think that's going to make more sense as you start to think about your own topic. So it's determining kind of what are my 5 to 6 main ideas that I need to get across in this paper. And at least 3 of those body paragraphs should be dedicated to talking about the piece or pieces of rhetoric. So the 3 Martin Luther King Jr. speeches, or the Diary of Anne Frank. You could write certainly 3 paragraphs where you analyze what was said in that and the impact of that diary after it was found. So think about it in sort of 2 parts, 6 paragraphs. How are you going to divide those up? Because once you do that, then you start, I often say, start writing your body paragraphs first. Sometimes you don't know what your intro or conclusion is until you've written the body. So And that's just a suggestion. Some students like that, some certainly their brain doesn't work like that. But if we can start building those body paragraphs with main idea, 2 citations per paragraph that support that main idea, analysis and transition. Academic body paragraphs are lengthy. They're probably about 8 sentences because you're also citing from your research. So these are good, robust paragraphs, and that's okay. We don't want shallow paragraphs in an academic paper. So main idea, 2 pieces of research per paragraph, transition to your next point. And then I made some suggestions about your intro and conclusion, which are challenging, and we'll continue to work on those all semester. What should be in an intro? How do you make a conclusion exciting? And just remember, this is a draft. So this is the word essay comes from the Greek an attempt. So we are attempting this, and we have plenty of room to make changes and to see what skill sets we don't have yet, what we need to develop, if it's formatting for you, if it's mechanics, if it's developing a main idea, we'll work on those. So, but let's put something on paper this week. So the MLA APA worksheet is due, and then I gave you an additional day to draft your paper. So I'd like to see papers uploaded to the workshop by Monday of next week. So Monday by midnight, and then we're going to workshop them. I'm going to give you feedback and further instruction once I see your drafts. So I hope my videos are helpful this week. Always feel free to stop by, call, text, have a phone conversation if you're feeling like I don't even know how to approach this thing. Okay, I am definitely here to talk you through it. All right, everyone, stay healthy and touch base with me if you need anything.